Okay, so let's look at the next one, parenthesis matching. So in this problem we are given mathematical expressions that involve parentheses, and we want to do a little bit of validation of them, not complete validation, but we want to notice if the number of open and closing parentheses match. In other words, are there as many opening parentheses as closing parentheses? So that's true here, it's true here, and it's false here. So it's like a criteria that can be used to determine if we know there is a problem in an expression. It doesn't exactly say that an expression is perfectly well formed, but it says it's well formed with respect to the number of parentheses. So we want to implement this expression. So what would be a good idea for a strategy here? Well, basically we want to just check if two numbers agree, namely the number of opening and closing parentheses. So we can do that by counting the number of opening and closing parentheses. So I can reduce this problem to just counting how many times a particular letter occurs in a word. And there are a couple of different ways of doing that in Python, but I'm just going to do it the most basic way, using a loop and using the debugger, of course. So let's try to look at that. Here is, there are a couple of exercises here. I think I'll just start with the first. So here we have the parentheses matching problem, and we have some examples, and we scroll up to matching, and I insert a line here. Let's say it's just true right now, because I want to experiment a little with the expressions inside the function. So now I'll just run it in the debugger, and that'll stop here. Let's move over to the debug console and look at the expression. So what I can do here is that I can say for letter in expression, print letter. That would maybe be an approach. And let me use this as a time to show you another shortcut that's really convenient. So we have the shortcut Shift Alt E, and that runs multiple lines in debug console. Shift Alt E. So I just select it and press this combination on my keyboard, and it runs the lines. So let me give another example. I can just do print hi, print where, select it, Shift Alt E, and this shortcut is one you can just memorize and use using one hand, so you can fire it off really quickly. So that's how it works. And now you can maybe see that if I do this, I get all the letters printed out in the expression, because my original expression is this. Okay, so let me say if I define a variable called open parentheses and say that's equal to 0, then if I have an if statement here, if letter is equal to the open parentheses thing, then print out letter. What will this do now? Oops, it prints out, I forgot to scroll down, it prints out a single opening parenthesis, because there's a single opening parenthesis here. If I done this, it'll print out everything except the opening parenthesis, like this. So what I can do is that every time I see one of these opening things, opening parenthesis, I can increase open parents, I regret this name. Stupid name. I can increase it by 1. So I select all of the lines, Shift Alt E, and now you can see that it has successfully counted there is one opening parenthesis. And then I can do the same thing again, right? Nobody says we cannot copy paste. So if it's equal to close, Then we say close parens is equal to close parens plus 1, and then I need to define a variable here as equal to 1. Now if I select all of this stuff and press Shift Alt E, it evaluates, and I can just check that this is equal to 1, and I can check that close. Oh, wait a second, did I do something wrong? Yeah, I've selected the wrong lines. I should select all of the lines like this and run it. Okay, and now this is equal to 1, and this is equal to 1. So now I can apparently count how many there are, and then I should just return true if and only if these two numbers are equal. So I can just select return close, return whether these are equal. And I think that'll be my implementation, so I'll just stop and run it again. And now it indicates which parentheses match here. Who knows if this is correct? So I think in order to figure that one out, we'll go for the tests, because that's a little easier for us to figure out. So we'll find the matching parentheses problem and run the tests. And it seemed like we did everything correct. So I'm happy with this implementation. So I think I'll stop here, and then we'll continue with the other problems in the next video.